Good, how are you? I'm here to pick up a package.
See you Monday.
Thanks for warning.
Yep, no problem.
What's your name?
Murder hornets and meteorites and anything that's thinking any crazy.
Alright, so I got these from Nissan lifts. That's the same place I got my lift kit from. And I'll explain why I ordered it from them in just a second. So here they are, right here. Let's see what they look like. Alright. Boom, Spidertrax. See, I think they are 1.5 inches. Comes with all the extra lug nuts and directions in the bottom, and looks like some Loctite. Perfect. Well, there they are, guys. Stay tuned for the install. Alright guys, so here is the current setup with no spacers. As you can see, the wheels stick out ever so slightly from the side of the car. This is the front side. Just ever so slightly there, and then on the back. Again, just ever so slightly. There. Alright guys, today's the day. Today is the day that we are installing the wheel spacers. I've already started the process. I just wanted to make sure I had it, the process smoothed out before I went ahead and showed you guys. That way when I'm showing you, there is no hiccups and I don't do something wrong and then have to go back and redo all the video and everything. So I have a couple wheels done already. I'm getting ready to do the back. So I'll kind of show you the process that I've done so far. And then after I finish the install, then I'll go ahead and show you what the whole car looks like all together. So here we have all the stuff that I'm using. So here's the spacer that's going on the rear tire. This is with my wheels. I know a lot of aftermarket wheels come with an additional socket piece to go with their special lug nuts. So that's what this is. Here I have a breaker bar with a socket on there. And then these are the studs that came with the wheel spacer that will actually, this is what will be used to hold the spacer onto the actual hub. And then also it came with some thread locker. This is the one, this is what's left from the first two that I've used, and then I have another little bit inside the car that if I need, I can use that as well. So basically what I've been doing, I've just been using a jack to lift up the wheel, and then using a jack stand to hold it in place, just because that's a little bit more reliable than relying on a hydraulic jack. You never know if those are going to fail at any point. So that's what I've been using. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and put this next wheel spacer on, and after it's all done and put together, I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. All right guys, so we got the wheel off now. I got it sitting over there. The first thing I'm going to do is take some brake cleaner and just kind of spray it down a little bit just to try and clean it up just a tad. That way the thread locker will do its job. Otherwise, you know, if there's any dust or grease on there, then you know, it won't do its job. It won't work as the way it's intended to work. So we're going to let that dry for just a second, and then we're going to throw the wheel on, or sorry, not the wheel, the spacer on. All right guys, so got the spacer on now. Now the biggest thing to make sure that you do, or when you're putting it on, the biggest thing to make sure that isn't the case is that you want to make sure that these bolts aren't sticking past the end of here. Otherwise, you're gonna have some issues, okay? That'll prevent the wheel from sitting on this correctly. Other than that, super easy job. Just make sure they're nice and tight. The recommended torque value for these is about 80 foot-pounds, I believe. If that's the correct unit. I'll check the instructions, make sure that you do the right value. Otherwise, you could have some issues of them coming loose. Yeah, just make sure they're nice and tight. Make sure that the bolts aren't sticking out past the end of the spacer. And then once you do that, you can go ahead and throw the wheel back on. All right guys, so finally all 4 wheels are done. I started at about 10 o'clock, so it's now 12:46. So not super long of a project. I did run into an issue where one of the lug nuts got stuck in the socket piece. I had to get that out, so that took a little bit while, and I stopped also to grab some lunch. But yeah, so let me show you something real quick that I did mention earlier that is really something that's going to be very beneficial and necessary for you to do this if you're going to go ahead and do this yourself. So when the wheel is off and you're putting on the spacer, you're going to have someone, if someone's not working with you, you're going to have to apply the brakes somehow. So I just use this pole right here. It's just a piece of my jack, so it just comes right out. And I just had it braced against the chair to keep the brake pressed. That way when I'm tightening the lug nuts on the spacer, it does not cause the wheel to spin. So that is something very important, and if you don't have somebody that can sit in the car and work with you to just hold the brake while you're tightening everything down. But other than that, it's a super easy job, definitely you can do by yourself. So let me go ahead and lower the car back down, and we'll take a look at how the final result looks. All right guys, so here's the final thing, final product with the spacers on. Again, the spacers are 1.5 inches, so it's not super wide, but definitely you can tell that they're on there. Definitely can tell the stance is a little bit wider. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Here it is, kind of just from the front here. And it might not be able to really tell with a wide angle lens, so we'll kind of take a look at each wheel individually here. So again, here is now sticking out a good, probably 2 inches, I would say. 2 inches off outside of it. Again, that's the right side, and then the left side here. same thing on both sides, obviously. And then the rear here. Sticking out a good bit. Again, about 2 inches. So that is for both sides again. About 2 inches. So there it is, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little drive with it and see how it feels. And then that'll be it for the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helps you if you're gonna go ahead and do this yourself.